hands up if you have a cell phone. Up. All right. Who pays for their own cell phone? So whose phone is it really? Yeah. You're all getting what I'm saying, right? Okay, good. So social media is probably one of the biggest issues that we're facing now in this profession. I was a school resource officer for 3 years, 4 years? I forget now. Time's just gone by so fast. And I was a DARE officer for about 8 years. So as social media kind of came into prominence, it created more and more issues. We'll go over some of that stuff today. You may or may not like my presentation by the time I'm done with it, but the parents will love it, I promise you. You guys might not like me as much, but all right, most dangerous apps to have on your phone. Who has, there's a disclaimer here. Sometimes kids come up to me after the presentation and go, hey, I didn't raise my hand because my mom and dad don't know I have that. So let's just be open and honest here. Who has at least one of those apps on your phone? At least. Okay. 2? 3? Hold those hands nice and high. 4? I'm looking right here. Anybody have 5 or more of those apps on your phone? No? Okay. So 4 is the most. Can I ask you a question? Why do you need 4 of the same thing to talk to the same people? I don't either. But okay. The ones that I checked here, oh, my laser works. This is great. Kik, Snapchat, Vine, Omegle, Live.me, and House Party. If you don't know what those are, that's good. I'm not telling you. Because curiosity tends to evoke the research. Tend to be the most dangerous app to have on your phone because of the lack of privacy within them. Who has any of those? Okay. Who plays this? See, this is where the parents go. Who plays it? Anybody? Anybody? This is awesome. Usually, I get. They all play it? In general, you can play it anywhere. You can play it anywhere. The reason I ask is because you can chat on it, right? With anybody. Anywhere. From any place in the world. Does that sound like a good idea? Not always, right? Social media can have its positives. Let's face it, it can be used for some good things. You can communicate with each other, right? Communicate with family members that may live far away. Learn skills as technology evolves. Let's face it, kids, are you better at your cell phones and computers than your parents? Formulate your own opinions. You can do research on the internet and on social media and kind of educate yourselves based on things that you are interested in. Hopefully those are good, wholesome things. So, the apps that I start as dangerous tend to make you feel safe when you're talking to people. So as you sit behind your phone or your keyboard, you tend to get desensitized to the emotions of the people that you're talking to, which can be described as keyboard courage, which we'll go over later. The other thing is you don't really know who you're talking to because anybody can portray themselves to be somebody else, right? We've all heard that story before. And I'm going to tell you right now, if an app says it's anonymous, they lie. There is no such thing as anonymous when it comes to the internet, at all, ever. Everything's traceable, everything's trackable, including your phones, which come back to who?
Can you define anonymous for some of the kids who are with their parents?
Anonymous means somebody doesn't know who you are, or you don't know who somebody else is. So if you post a mean comment about somebody and you hide your identity, that means you're trying to be anonymous. You're trying to keep yourself secret. Make sense? Good? Sure. But they're my friend. I get it all the time. Hey, who are you talking to online? Oh, Joe. Where's Joe from? I don't know. Well, how'd you meet him? I met him in the Xbox chat room. Where's he live? I don't know. What's his last name? I don't know. How old is he? I don't know. But they're my friend. No, they're not. There's over 20 million fake Twitter users. That means somebody took the time out of their busy schedule to create a profile that is not accurate to who they really are. Make sense? There are over 328 monthly active Twitter users. 328 million monthly users. That's a lot of people all over the world. 184 million of them use a mobile device. Check out these numbers. Facebook, 2.4 billion users. You guys don't use Facebook anymore, right? That's just for the parents in the room? Okay. Instagram, 800 million people on their interface. So do you think all 800 million have good intentions? No, probably not. That's pretty good, right? Here's a great picture that I love to use, but Wendy hates when I use it. As you can see, here's the lovely Wendy in the middle. Let's pretend for a minute you're on Instagram and you love this picture. Let's pretend you're Wendy. You post this picture because you really like it. You think it's a great photo. You have two handsome police officers with you. One of them is not me. What do you automatically know about Wendy from just that one photo? What do you automatically know? What she looks like? Probably lives in Milford. Come on, kids, I need you to kind of... How do you know she lives in Milford? Because of the police officer patches, right? Milford, Connecticut. Where may she go to school or have ties to? Gotta look real hard. Warrant High School. See the line in the background? So how easy would it be for me, a total stranger, to see that picture and want to strike up a conversation with you and go, hi, my name is Garon. I see you might attend Warrant High School and you live in Milford. I just moved to the area. I'm looking to get to know people. Do you think we can chat? How easy was that? Now you're all a friendly bunch of people here. Would you respond to that? No. Some of you would, right? To no fault of your own, you're just being nice. You think you're helping somebody out, right? So what did we learn from photos? Where you live, where you work or go to school, who your friends are, when you're home or not home, your likes or hobbies, things like that. 60% of teens online say they've received an instant message from a stranger. More than half of them. I won't ask you if that's ever happened. Of the 45 million kids under 18 online, 1 in 5 has received an online sexual offer. That's a really disturbing statistic. 2/3 of those offers are aimed at teenage girls. So I know these are kind of hard to wrap your head around, but this stuff is out there. The pound sign. You guys call it a hashtag. Parents know what this is. So anytime you use that, if you guys have Twitter, you create a hashtag or a handle or anything you want, it becomes a searchable phrase. It becomes a hot button on the internet. So anybody can search that and kind of carry into your conversation or join into your post or link to your profile or anything like that. Does that make sense to you guys? Tic-tac-toe? No? Okay, guys. Lighten up here a little bit. Never use a hashtag? I had 2 years. No? Neither have I. Ever. You might have to teach me how to use it because I have no idea. Another disclaimer, I am not a technology expert, but based on my experience in this profession after 12 years, this is kind of what we see. We also have what's called social media monitoring, okay? The Board of Education has one, Milford has one, and it looks for these hot buttons that say maybe threatening words, mean words, threats, or anything like that. That may include something of like a bodily harm type deal. Like say you say you're gonna hurt somebody, and it'll give us like a flag at the police department or downtown or anything like that. And it'll say this profile belonging to so-and-so, whose phone belongs to so-and-so, just posted this comment. And then what do you think we do as a police department?
You look into it.
Look into it. How do we look into it? We knock on your door. So 6 o'clock at night on a Wednesday, and knock, 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 and 2 police officers are standing at your door. Your parents probably aren't going to be too happy. I'm just gonna say that. Hey, your daughter or son posted this on the internet, we're looking to see what's going on, blah, blah, blah. How do you think that's gonna go when we leave? You are not gonna see your phone again, right? We talked about anonymous. I won't harp on this. Just to say though, all websites and apps, including Snapchat, so when things disappear, they don't really disappear, they have to keep them for a certain amount of time. Because if something were to happen and we need to have access to it, they need to provide it to us. I won't go into all the legal stuff when it comes to that. But just know that when you send something out, it stays somewhere. Keyboard courage. It's when you say something online that you normally wouldn't say in person. Because you're comfortable behind the computer. Why? Why would you be more comfortable saying something behind a computer than to a person's face? Kids only. You're amazing, but kids only. What do you think? Okay, you don't have to look at them, they can't react to you. That's a big thing, right? Because if you say something hurtful to somebody and they react and you see that they got hurt, how are you going to feel? Bad, right? Would you purposefully say something to your friend face to face that you know is going to hurt them? Probably not. Would you be more inclined to say it online because you don't see that reaction? Maybe. You join in on the jokes, threats, or comments to impress other people, and there's a belief that you won't get in trouble. Bullying. I just want to point this out here. 34% of people feel they've been cyberbullied in their lifetime. That's a lot of people, it's over a third of you, right? 17% saying it's happened at some point in the last month. The alarming thing from us as police officers is this number is double what it was over 10 years ago. And again, social media is to blame, because now people are starting to feel a little bit more comfortable in what they do, and it's creating an influx of the cyberbullying. 87% of young people have seen cyberbullying occur online. How would you describe cyberbullying? Oh, we gotta wake these kids up a little bit. How would you describe it? How would you describe bullying in general? I see you conferring. What do you think? No, kids only. Kids only. I know the parents know what this stuff is.
Did you hear me get yelled at?
What do you think? All right, go ahead. Rude comments? Yeah. Bullying is rude comments or teasing or picking on somebody. What do you think?
Profanities towards other people.
Profanities towards other people? Yeah. Over and over again. So cyberbullying just changes to that. It's being done on a computer. Right? Could you still bully somebody over your phone?
Yes.
How many of you have DARE right now? Did you guys have DARE yet? Did you DARE yet? Who was your DARE instructor? Oh, okay. Moving on. I love Joanna. Deletion is no solution. Love my little tweet bird here. Deleting a regretful message or photo only removes it from your device, but as I already told you, it doesn't remove it from the app or the internet. We can recall it on your device or your computer if we needed to. Hashtag receipt. In other words, parents, I hope you appreciate this. Things you post online stay somewhere forever. Okay? Say it loud. Come on, kids. Get in. Great movie. Sorry, I grew up playing baseball. I couldn't help it. Download an app to ask permission to access information on your device. Have any of you seen that when you download the apps yet? You know, this app is asking permission to send you notifications. It's asking permission to enter your contacts, access your photos. That's the big one, right? Because your photo log has to have access to like Instagram and Facebook and things like that. App ratings. Have you seen these? Do you pay attention to them? This girl. No. So, 12 plus may contain mild language, violence, and mature material. 17 plus is the equivalent of a rated R movie. Your parents take you to see rated R movies? Probably not, right? So, Twitter, how many of you have Twitter? No? Really? You guys don't tweet? Oh, all right. Oh. Why am I here then? 17 plus for Twitter. Snapchat, how many of you have Snapchat? Okay, that seems to be the one now that's kind of taking over here. 12 plus. That is a straight out lie. That should be a 17 plus all day. Right? Kick, how many of you have Kick? Thank God. Moving on. 17 plus. Social mapping. For those of you that have Snapchat, you have the Snap Map, right? Are your location services on your phone? Because if this is on and you look at the Snap Map, you can see where all your friends are in real time. So when you're having dinner at your house and your friend wants to know where you are, they can see that.
Can that be disabled from the?
Yes, it can. Yes, it can. But you have to actually go in and do it because it's automatically on regardless. You did it? See? I don't know why I'm here. Everything's set to go here. This is perfect. And your photos too. For somebody that has some technology background, all your photos, when you take a picture with your phone, have data in it that can tell you where you took the photo, when you took it, and what date you took it on. And what I mean by where is, I can't remember, metadata in the photo. If you could pull it out, if you have some technological expertise, it'll give you the latitude and longitude of where the photo was, and you can pinpoint exactly where the person was standing when they took it. Kind of freaky, right? Consequences of abusing social media. What do you think they are? Go. I try to be lively and walk around. I'm going to have to start sprinting around the gym. What are some of the consequences of social media abuse? Bullying somebody online. What do you think can happen?
You get in trouble for it?
Yeah, all right. You get in trouble for it. First line of trouble, have a talk with your teacher. Okay, that's not so bad, right? A little conference with your teacher, it's okay, everything's good, I'm not in trouble yet. Talk with your principal. Okay, I'm in trouble. Because then the principal does what? Calls your parents. Then you have a talk with your family. If it's serious enough, who else do you talk to? Me. Can you get suspended from school? Sure you can. Expulsion. Can you get expelled from school? Yes, you can. I've seen it way too many times. Can you get arrested? You can. Can everything on that list happen to you? Yes, it can. Okay? Am I being a little over dramatic? No. Some of the kids are going, yes, you are. No, I'm not. I've seen this. I've seen it all happen. We've seen kids and read things online, thanks to social media, where somebody says something and they threaten the school. What do you think happened to that kid? Talked to the principal, talked to the police, got arrested, got expelled. No more sports, no more going to school, no more learning from that aspect. Never allowed on school property again. That's pretty bad. Some criminal charges based on using social media. You could be charged with harassment. I won't really go into too many of these things. Seizure of your phone and or computer. Out of everything on this list, that's the one that bothers everybody the most. What happens to my phone? We take it. And we keep it. As long as we need it. Right? Well, who does that really impact? Does it impact you? Because the parents here know if they take your phone, better yet, if you take the charger, just watch what happens. If any of you have done it already, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, parents. Here you go. App restrictions. If you go to settings, and I had to update this because last time I did the presentation, I had the old like iPhone 1 interface on here. Wendy kept making fun of me. So, if you go to screen time, all the kids are now doing this. Oh no. You see all these different categories. And you can set limits, you can block content, you can basically tell your kid's phone when to turn off. It's great. I hear a lot of the snickering going, no, stop talking. Right here.
I have a question.
Yes.
So that's for Apple.
I'm getting an Android in a
Okay.
second.
Oh, okay, that's
It's not as pretty looking because I don't have an Android device, but I got you. Downtime. You can set a schedule for time away from the screen. Dinner time, homework time, whatever the case is. Like decide. App limits. You can set daily limits for app categories you want to manage, and it resets. Oh, by the way, when your parents do this, they can set a PIN password so you can't go in and change it. Because now that I'm showing you how to do it, and you're all sitting here, you may think, it's fine, I can go back in and change it later. Nope. Your parents set a password on it, hopefully something that you don't know. And if you try to change it, they can get a notification on their phone. Always allowed. And you can pick several things that are always allowed. That's kind of what it looks like here. Location services, you can turn that off if you want to. Android, see, I'm sorry, doesn't look that nice. If you go to your Play Store and select menu setting parental controls, and you turn them on, it'll give you the option similar to what the iPhone just had to kind of go through. And you create a PIN, just like the iPhone does, and you can select the content you wish to filter from. So it seems like it's so much easier than the iPhone. Play Store, menu settings, parental controls, turn on. Good. Okay, here's a couple other things for the parents here. MobiSip and Custodio. MobiSip is an app that you can download that can block websites and filter content on your kid's phone. Custodio is a social media monitor. Basically, and I'll put this in perspective first. You have to pay for Custodio. There's a small monthly fee, I believe, with it. But it basically allows you to see every keystroke your kid makes on their phone. Everything. Incoming and outgoing. You guys want your parents to have that one? No. It's a good one. I've had great feedback on it. Family time is very self-explanatory. It encourages family time and communication by limiting the amount of time you get to spend on your phone. And again, these apps, when they're installed on your child's phone, you create passwords to, you can link them to your phone so you can change the settings whenever you need to, and you can get notifications if things get changed or altered. I like this aspect of family time, the predefined geofence. So you can go in and you can define an area that your child should be. So maybe it's the St. Mary's property. Between 7 a.m. and 4 p.m., your child should be within the geofence that you create around the St. Mary's property. If they go anywhere outside of that, you will get an alert. Okay? So if they're going to their friend Johnny's house down the street, you can go in the app, you can say, okay, Johnny lives at 72 Gulf Street, create a little fence around his house, and then you'll be notified when they get there. Or if they don't get there, say they go somewhere else. Family time. I believe that's a free one. Not positive on it. I've had a lot of good feedback on Life 360 also. It's another GPS tracking app that you can put on your child's phone. Some of you may already have it, where you can basically check in with your kids as they're going about their day as to where they are and who they're with and things like that. All right. Kids, what have you learned today? Stay off my phone. Good. Oh, stay off your phone? Now everybody's scared you on their phone, right? Can you use social media for good things? Of course you can. Right? But should you ever communicate with somebody you don't know? No, never. Right? So, okay. Try not to post photos of your house, your school, or anything that kind of reveals the privacy of your life that you're trying to keep. I say that social media is like the open door to your lifestyle. If your parents went home with you tonight and left their front door open, that's what social media is like. So be really careful what you're showing online. Because as I showed you with that photo of Wendy, it's very easy to strike up a conversation with somebody you don't know and use those tiny little factors you see in a picture as an icebreaker. Your phone contains information may reveal your location. Your school is also the same thing. Kids, you have to communicate with your parents. If you're doing something online and you find yourself talking to somebody you don't know, or there's something going on that makes you uncomfortable, or you see somebody else getting picked on, you should always say something to your parents. Likewise, the parents should communicate with you based on what their expectations are around your phone and around technology. So if their rules are, you have to do homework for the first hour that you're home, you can't have your phone at dinner, you can't have your phone in the bedroom at night, those are probably all good rules to follow. Because as you've seen, I don't know how it is with you guys yet, but technology is an addiction. If you take the phone away from your kids, how do they react? It's incredible. I mean, my daughter's 5 years old. She likes watching the YouTube Kids videos, and if I take that away from her before she's done, I'm just thinking, she's 5. This is not good. I should have not introduced this. Needless to say, she has not watched those in months. Very agreed. So set clear expectations and rules and follow through on your work. Keep profiles private. How many of you have Instagram? Okay. Are your profiles private? Okay. Do you post photos to profiles that are public? So if you post a picture and you tag somebody in the picture, and their profile isn't private, that picture you just posted is not public. Make sense? Just remember little things like that. Your photos and comments become embedded on the internet. Be careful of what you share and how much. So when I got this job as a police officer 12 years ago, what do you think they did when I applied? They did look me up on the internet. They did a background check, I heard that.
Check your social media if you have it.
They did. So I went in for an interview one day, and they said, hey, what social media do you have? And at the time, I was very technologically advanced. I said, Facebook. Facebook was basically invented and rolled out when I was in college. And then it was just for college kids only. And then it kind of blew up to where it is today. But they said, okay, we need your username, your email, your password, and anything else associated with your digital footprint, as they call it. So it's basically your identity on the internet. And they go in and they checked everything, from my pictures, to my comments, to my friends, everything. So you may not be thinking about this now, but as you guys get older, it will affect you when you go for internships, college applications, sport teams, things like that, athletic events, and jobs, okay? You always have to think big picture. I love this goal. I use it at the end of every presentation that I do, even though I keep going off of it. The decisions you make today will determine the decisions you have to make tomorrow. That makes sense to everybody? That's my information, okay? If anybody has questions, comments, concerns, criticisms, doesn't matter. Reach out to me, call me, email me, that's fine. I work a really weird schedule at the police department, so I don't know when I'll get back to you. I work 2 nights, 2 days, and a midnight. So it's weird. I never see it. All right, any questions for me now? I had a feeling. Yes?
So earlier you had mentioned, that when you take photos, it creates a way that you can see.
Right.
When the picture was taken, and so there are options to take off your,
Location services.
or
Right.
your settings.
Yep.
But how does that interface with, if you have like 360 or Wi-Fi red, like on your phone, so you can track your,
When you-
from another perspective?
When you go in settings for your location services, you can allow certain apps to have access to your location. So you don't have to turn location services off completely on the phone, but when you're taking a picture through social media, just be aware that that location may pop up. So for, say, Facebook, for example, you can say, I don't want this to have access to my location. But for Life 360, you would. So you can tailor it to that specifically. Yep. This is where parents can ask questions. Hey,
Can you talk a little bit more about Facebook photos? Thing that struck me is I'm looking around here and we have so many of our young athletes in the room. So parents, very well meaning, post a picture
Yeah.
down at the court, down at the field,
Yep.
with their kids' name, number, team, everything else. And there comes so-and-so, maybe even walking up to them, hey, you know, I'm coach so-and-so, I'm from this team, I'm giving you, can you just talk a little bit about, kids should never give out any contact information to an adult, even someone who seems to be interested in them, flattering them, coach, someone who proclaims to be associated with some team, something like that.
Yeah.
So everybody, you know, most people know this, I'm a prosecutor in Bridgeport, that's why
Okay.
I'm like, sweating,
Gotcha.
I'm listening to you. And, I just can't thank you enough for being here, but I think all of us, especially the parents, need to know so much more about
Right.
how exposed you are.
Yeah.
As far as the kids communicating with each other, if people know something, it's not a secret.
That's correct.
So if you could just, again, go over that example of Wendy was so great, but I mean, it is such a huge part of
Yeah.
why we need to be vigilant. Because I have a phony Facebook page.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a vague person and I use it for my work and
Yep.
I go through and I can do exactly what you said. I go to someone, they have a closed Facebook page. So guess what? I just find something in that profile that leads me to something else and I click all my way back. I know their kids, I know where the kids go to school, I
Yep.
know this, I know that. And within 30 minutes, I know everything I need to know about.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm doing it for good reason.
Right.
And you know what I mean?
Right.
So I don't
We
even
do that
have
too.
I have state computers, I don't even have technology that.
Yeah, you're blocked on a lot of
that-
stuff.
So, I mean, it really is a very real thing. Like I said, I'm
It is.
doing it for a good reason, but I can find everything about anybody in this room in about 30 minutes as long as you're on social media, and your kids.
Yeah, that's 100% right. And like I use the phrase, it's an icebreaker. It is so easy to take a picture and go, I'm going to talk about Fortnite with that kid because he likes Fortnite. Or I'm going to talk about Notre Dame with her. Right? I'm going to talk about the Rangers. I'm going to talk about hockey. I have a perfect icebreaker and segue into your life now. It's very easy. But I know, I get it. You're all very proud to post pictures of accomplishments that you have, you know, or things at school, functions at school. I understand that. I pretty much do the same thing. My daughter lost her first tooth the other day. I lost first tooth. Send. I'm like, yeah, it's Facebook. Nobody goes on this anymore. Right? But I'm also very careful of who has access to me. But she's right. If somebody wants to find out information on you, they're going to find out. And if it's not through you, it's going to be through your friend. So if you guys are all friends online, but I want to find out something about you, I'm going to look at your profile. I didn't get much. I'm going to look at yours. Then I'm going to look at yours and go, oh, he's friends with all of them. So maybe I message him and go, hey, you know, I saw you guys at the basketball game the other night. Like I said before, I'm new to the area. I'm trying to get to know people. I want to try out, but I don't know who to contact, things like that. It's very easy to slip into that trap because you think it's innocent. And you may think it's a kid your age. Because like we said, anybody can portray themselves as being somebody that they're not. Does that make sense to everybody? So when you take a picture, okay? When you take a picture, what should you really be looking at when that picture is taken? What's what? Your surroundings. What's behind you? So if you're sitting here in the gym, and this is a great example here, and I take a picture of this group right now, what's right behind me? St.Mary Jaguars. That's easy, right? Hey, do you go to St. Mary's? Yes, I do. Now you're trapped, right? It's that easy. Do you go to St. Mary's? See? But now you're trapped. Oh, I went to St. Mary's when I was younger. Then we moved. I miss it. Is so and so still there? Is Mr. Lacerenta still the principal? How can you find out things like that? What's a great tool to find things out about a school? Google. It has everything. Have you ever Googled yourself? Because you know what might come up? And I used to do this I used to do this when I was an SRO at West Shore Middle School. I Googled some of the kids because they didn't believe me. I showed them. But I had one kid come in my office and I Googled him because he was my biggest critic. And it showed every comment he ever posted on somebody's Instagram, because it was a public Instagram page he was posting on, and he posted his phone number on there. So I said, hey, stand there for a second. I dialed it on my desk phone, and his cell phone rang in his pocket. How'd you do that? I'm like, you wrote it online. He's like, how did you see it? Google.
Can you also talk about, so I have seen lots of phone calls, and just explain to everybody that if you are under investigation, or if you are bullying, they can get a search warrant, take your phone, hook it up to a machine, and it's like pouring out of popcorn. Everything comes in there, even if you think you've deleted it, every single thing. Can you talk a little bit about that?
I can. You know what's funny is I actually took that part out because I almost tended to lose people. Because the kids were just like, no, I love that part. Because I worked as a detective for a few years in our special investigations unit. So if you guys are doing something on your phone, you threaten somebody or harassing somebody, whatever the case may be, I can go to your school or to your parent and go, I need their phone. And your parent, since they own the phone, is hopefully, right, gonna say, here you go. And I'm gonna get their consent to search the phone. Hopefully.
Before we get a piece of paper,
Or, yes. Or I have to do a warrant.
which will always get done.
See? You need to come to Milford.
I'm trying.
An arrest warrant is, or arrest warrant, that's later. A search warrant is basically a report that I do that has to go before a judge who allows me to look through your phone or computer. Okay, make sense to everybody? So once I get that, I have your phone or your computer, like she said, we hook it up to another computer, and it takes every ounce of data that's in that phone and dumps it into our computer. Everything. Not just the subject of the investigation, not just the harassing comments I'm looking for, but everything. Every picture, every deleted thing, every comment, every keystroke you ever made is coming into that computer.
Everything you've ever searched.
Yeah. And we've had that before where kids make threatening comments towards the school, we take their phone, we dump it, and we see what their Google search history is. Does that amount to a lot of information for us? Yeah. So like I said, you think you deleted it, but it's not gone. It's still there somewhere. You think you're saying something in secret behind the strength of a keyboard, but it's not secret anymore. It's somewhere in there.
So I busted you the other day.
Shit, what?
I said, so I was really mad at Garon the other day, and I went on his Facebook page, and I found out where his kids went to school.
Yep.
So if I was really mad at Garon and I wanted to do something really bad to him, I would show up at, was it Orange Ave? I can't even remember.
Yep.
So I'm just saying that as a parent too, that you never quite know if what you're posting, if someone else sees it and they want to do something back to you or towards your children, that they can find that information. Yeah, did you take that photo down?
No. I love that picture. See how easy that is?
It was so easy.
So luckily for me,
Oh, I even knew what teacher she had.
I told you. Wendy and I go way back. Lucky for me, she's 100% right. I have a picture of my daughter walking into kindergarten at Orange Ave, and I take the picture next to the Orange Avenue sign. The stereotypical proud dad, you know, right? Now, I'm a police officer in town. Maybe not the smartest thing ever. But I know my profile is private, and I know that unless I'm friends with you, you can't see my picture. Right? How many of you can say my pictures are completely secreted from the public? How many of your pictures are completely secret from the public? I don't care about the parents, I'm not worried about them. Right? If you're not sure, you should probably check. Yes?
So if you post that picture, you're private, only your friends can see it.
Yep.
So I'm your friend, I now share that photo, but my friends might not be your friends.
Right.
And my friends now see it, and now
Your
it's
friends
not
can see it.
private.
Right.
So now your idea of it being private
It's gone.
is gone because
Right.
I share it with everyone.
Right. That's why I limit sharing.
Oh, okay.
Yes, but that's just to the point of the Instagram thing. If you leave a comment or you share a photo of somebody or of yourself to a profile that's public, your picture is now public. All that protection goes away. So very much like we just talked about with mine, if we're friends on Facebook and she's like, oh, that's a beautiful picture, I'm gonna share it, we have mutual friends, she shares it, but I don't know who her friends are,
Right.
privacy's gone. right?
Also,
Right.
Right. That's why when you go through your, and I keep going back to Facebook because it's what I basically use, it's the only thing I use. But if you guys go into your apps and you're public in any way, shape, or form, people have access to you. So like the Facebook, I limit sharing. Like you're not allowed to share my pictures, you're not allowed to send pictures.
And tagging, you can
You're
limit
not- Yeah,
tagging.
you're not allowed to tag me in anything unless I approve it or anything like that. You're not even allowed to message me unless you're friends with me. So, I know, well, somebody's gonna try that here, Wendy. Does that make sense? You have to make sure you're completely private, but there's ways around it. So what's the grand lesson in that? Be careful. Just be careful. Like I said, are all pictures bad? No. Is it bad to take pictures? No. My parents live in Torrington, that's where I grew up. Do you think I'm gonna send them pictures on my phone? We just post everything on Facebook so they can see it. And they love it. That's it. Don't bother me. Here's the photo. She went to kindergarten today, Ma. Started. Right? Like I said, social media can be used for good things, but the wrong people can turn those good things around on you. Make sense? What else? Anything? Come on.
I could go on and on. Also, the last thing I'll say, George, sorry. Group chat. Can you talk a little bit about group chats and how super private they are and no one ever gets their feelings hurt?
Oh, no, not at all. Not at all. That's, the group chat is actually, I don't know, tell the secret. That app house party that I had up there, how many of you know what that is? Okay. It's a group chat app, right? It looks like the Brady Bunch screen. You don't know what that is. How old am I?
I'm your age years.
But it's a group chat. What's dangerous about a group chat? You get one person in there that doesn't agree with the way things are going, and that conversation now turn negative. Right? So maybe 2 people in a chat of 10 to 12 people aren't getting along. And they start to argue and bicker. What's going to happen with the other people in that group chat?
They want to leave, not be a part of it anymore.
They want to leave and not be a part of it? I don't know about that. A lot of people just want to see what? Just see the show. They want to see what happens. Are some people going to chime in and take their friend's side, maybe?
If they're sitting at home, not looking or faceless, one of the students very clearly pointed out, when you don't have to face a person.
Right? That keyboard courage kicks in real fast. And then maybe you join in on the conversation and you and your friends start making fun of somebody else. Or somebody says something that you thought was a really good burn or a dig. You screenshot and you send it to another group of your friends. Look what so-and-so just said about so-and-so. Now what happens? Another group chat starts. And then the rumors start. And then you come to school on Monday morning and nobody's getting along, and poor Mr. Lacerenta has his hands full. Because of a very innocent, seemingly innocent group chat. They're very dangerous. Right. Yeah, because it's very easy to start bullying somebody when you're in the comfort of your friends. And it's not like it was when we were all kids and we're all literally sitting in the same room together. You're sitting in your own bedrooms, your own dining rooms, whatever the case may be, and you're all talking and you're all glued to your phone, and somebody's gonna say something silly and regretful. So if you say something, let's see, who am I gonna pick on now? If you say something in a group chat that's mean, right? And say there's 10 of you in the chat, who gets called down to the office? You do. Who else? Everybody else. Why? Because what are they called in the criminal world? Or witnesses. I was in a group chat with Johnny and Steve and Susie and Julia and, you know, oh, okay. They all get called down. Johnny say this about so-and-so? Yep. Do you have that conversation on your phone? I do. Here you go. Who's in trouble? Could be just the person that said the comment. It could be everybody if the school finds that you all joined in, right? And then what does Mr. Losser do sometimes? Does he call me to come in and sit with you guys and have talks like this? Maybe. Or he calls Officer Joanna. I just saw her too. I told her I was coming here. She said, "You set those kids straight." I said, "Okay." But you have to be careful what you say. Everything can be tied to you. How is your phone and everything you do on the internet tied to you? Does anybody know? Come on. The IP address. What is that? You guys know what that is? No? No? No?
Oh, wait.
Yeah. What's the IP address?
So every device on Earth has its own unique IP address.
That's right. Everything you use has its own unique IP address. Your phone, your computer, your tablet, whatever the case may be. So if you do something questionable on your phone, I can do a search warrant through your social media. So I can say, I need all the data for username Susie Q Trouble on Snapchat. And I can send it away. Snapchat then comes back and says, Susie Q Trouble belongs to IP address 12345. And it's owned by so-and-so. And it was registered under the name so-and-so. So now I have who you are, who owns your phone, and now I can figure out where you live, where you go to school, and what you do. And I'm talking as an officer, not as somebody with ill intentions. I come knock on your parents' door again. I say, "Hi, Lieutenant DelMonte, Milford Police Department. I'm here because Susie posted this on Snapchat, and we need to chat with her." That's gonna be a problem, right? And if I'm doing a search warrant for a phone, what kind of warrant comes after that? Arrest warrant. Very good. Okay, I know that's way over on this side, but it's always a possibility. Okay? What else? Anything?
From a big perspective, both public and private schools, they fall under the same, like State Department of Education, because, you know, obviously private schools can market themselves, public school districts market themselves.
Yep.
So everyone's pictures are all over the place.
Right.
So I'm sure this works in progress, but is there guidelines that all schools have to follow?
Typically.
As far as photographing, I mean, we get a little signed off thing.
Yeah, you get the photo permission, right? Yeah. I don't know exactly what the parameters are for the way that they post photos as far as content is concerned. So say, you know, the St. Mary's basketball team or anything like that. I don't know if they take a picture right under the sign here and they post it up, which I'm assuming they would because they're proud of the accomplishment. It's a good marketing ploy. But again, that's one of those things where you almost have to be
You
prepared.
know where I'm going with this.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
the child doesn't, even if he or she didn't have a phone,
Yep.
we can be.
Right, right. And then anybody can see that, which is the peril of social media. You know, but at the same token, it's one of the good things because you're bragging about this building that you spent so many years of your life already. Good, good.
So I do the social media for St. Mary's.
You should have said something earlier.
So we keep it really smart, it's for
Okay.
my family. And if there's classroom pictures, I blur out if there's names, like the name tags on the desk.
Okay.
I blur those out. Unless the family tells me it's okay, I only use the kid's first name.
Right, right.
That's pretty much it. I mean, I'll use this as our location,
Mm-hmm.
and I do use motion tags. But maybe I won't.
Not so bad. So, maybe you guys are. I don't know if it's the purpose for the kids to be. Not you. But that's good to know. See, because I know like Orange Ave and the public schools, when they post photos in their newsletters, all the principals send newsletters home every Friday, and they have pictures of the kids in the classrooms, things like that. But I've never seen names. I've never seen teachers' names, and I've never seen like room numbers or anything associated with being able to trace it back. I obviously know what school it came from because the principal is from that school, but I know there's certain precautions they can take. It's just, that's one of those things where the kids here have to know if they get a message from somebody saying, hey, I see your basketball team just won the championship, that's great. I played there 3 years ago. You know, I kind of go back to that example I gave before. You guys have to be smart enough to realize, I don't know who this person is. And then go, hey, mom or dad, I got a message from this person. I don't know who they are. What should I do? And that's basically the whole point of this conversation is you need to make the decisions that are right for you. And if that means reporting something that's a little suspect to your mom or dad or grandma or grandpa, whomever, then you should do that.
Piggybacking on what April was saying, we teachers in a lot of classes, we say no phones in our class.
Oh, yeah?
One thing, they think we're saying, oh, you can't, but we also have a responsibility. We know that they're making TikTok videos and Snapchats in class.
Oh, God.
The problem is when they do that, they don't realize that we have a legal obligation. We have kids that cannot be photographed
Right.
and don't want to be on social media or
Mhm.
don't have social media. So when they're sneaking these pictures or videos in the bathrooms or wherever, it's showing our school, it's showing the badge,
Mhm,
and it
mhm.
may be putting kids that aren't supposed to be on social media, excuse me, on social media.
Right, right.
And that's something we're having an issue with because we see it happening, but it's like we're trying to stop. It's like you play whack-a-mole. You take one person's
Mhm.
phone and then you see notifications on theirs because somebody else has.
Somebody else popped up. Right.
And I don't think they understand there's a legality to that. If we have students whose families say no pictures, it
Mhm.
means no pictures.
Right. At all.
At all.
Right. And it comes back on you.
Right, and if
Right.
they say they take a selfie, they sneak a selfie with, their friend, but that person who can't be photographed is in the background
Mhm.
somewhere, we can still get in trouble for it.
Right.
And
Right.
I don't think they understand there's times where, there may be times for that, for music or, whatever purpose.
Yeah, yeah.
But the sneakiness of the pictures and the TikTok videos, that's becoming a really big issue.
You know what that tells me? There's an addiction to technology.
Yes.
That's what that tells me.
I mean,
So-
we're even seeing it with Apple Watches. What do you need an
Yeah.
Apple Watch for in
Yeah,
middle,
yeah.
I don't even, I'm an adult, but I'm.
Yeah, yeah. I don't
So
want.
it's like, and they're the same thing as a phone.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's like, we're constantly trying to stay on top of that. I mean, we installed Go Guardian so we can keep track of what they're on the
Yeah.
Chromebooks.
Okay. Yep.
But the phones are a really big problem with the picture taking, because I'm always worried, somebody has their phone out, I hope they don't take a picture of
Mhm.
whomever, so they can have it. And I wish they would understand that it's more than just the selfie they just snuck with a friend.
Mhm.
you
Yeah.
know?
Do you guys understand that? And so, some of the problem is that some of the kids are sneaking photos and videos while they're in class. One, you guys really taking TikTok videos while you're here in school? Come on. Really? What? No. All the kids are shaking their head because your parents are sitting next to them. Here's the problem. Some of the parents in this school have not allowed for you guys to be photographed. So they don't want their child posted in pictures anywhere. So if you take a selfie with your friend and they're not allowed to be photographed and you blast it out, and all of a sudden your friend's mom or dad sees it, what are they gonna do? They're gonna come to the school, they're gonna ask why their child's photo was taken and why it's on the internet when they have specifically said, I don't want any photos of my child taken. And who's that come back on? Your teachers and the administrators of the building. Is that fair to them? No. You guys don't have any strategy about phones when the kids come in? Do they put them in a basket when they come in or anything like
It's
that?
supposed to be off and in their backpack.
Off and in your backpack? Okay.
And if they're found, they come to the office and tell parents about them.
Right, okay. See, there's two sides to this argument that I hear all the time. Is from the parents, I want my kid to have their phone in case something happens and they need to get a hold of you. I get that. I totally get it. However, if we need to get a hold of you, we will. Right? We will. We absolutely will. Secondly, if you're in school, what is the purpose of you having your phone in school? Zero. Unless you need to call mom or dad for something, I get that, that's fine. Or if they need to get a hold of you. If your parents need to get a hold of you, what can they do? Call the school, right? If you need to get a hold of your parents, what can you do? Hey, can I call my mom really quick? I forgot this at home, or I forgot I'm doing this after school. Can you do that? Are they gonna let you do that? Yes. Come on, they'll let you do that. But if you're sitting there in your classroom and you're sneaking under your desk like this, taking a TikTok video, that's gonna be a problem. TikTok video.
Can you tell us about what your investigations with parents and kids in this context has taught parents about what they thought their kids would and wouldn't do? Do you understand my question?
The eye-opening experience that it creates?
Yes.
Yeah. Kind of a lot like this presentation. So a lot of the time, parents aren't aware of the things that are out there, or what kind of conversations are going on, or what the purpose of some apps actually are. There's some apps that are specifically formulated to insult people. That's the whole point of having the app, is you join it and its community, and you create group chats to purposefully insult somebody, and the person that has the best insult gets rewarded.
But that's consistent with teacher behavior.
Right.
I think that's the disconnect, is that it's a piece of equipment that requires an adult mind in the hands of someone who's in their right mind, so to speak. They're acting consistent. I mean, I don't know if you agree with me, but in the course of your investigations, what you're really seeing is kids acting completely consistent with their age, their intellect, their impulses, but they're afforded this opportunity now to take that to the nth degree where we weren't. as
Right,
kids.
that's true.
You know, it's one thing to like go through your parents' drawers looking for nonsense, you know, if you're curious. And now you have, you know, an open door to the whole world where if you're curious about things that rhyme with corn, you know, now it's gonna take you 30 seconds. Hopefully you all got that, parents, what I mean, and if you didn't, that's a problem. So it's not about who your kid is or how great they are or anything. It's they're normal. That's just, they're doing what they should be doing as kids behind apps that are evil.
Yeah, it is a very big responsibility, right? Social media is a big responsibility. Okay? You just have to use it the right way. That's it. Yes, sir.
Two things. One is, I think, and we try to make this clear, it usually isn't, while we have good rules, we realize that, especially all of you, or maybe others who aren't here, know how to get around those rules. Believe it or not, we're not as stupid as you think we are. The idea is to find out. And if we find out and we take a phone and say your mom or dad has to pick it up, 9 times out of 10, the parent wants to keep it forever, except they need it because of communication, which we understand. Also, I hope the parents realize this when Lieutenant was asking before, how many have this site, how many have that site? I'm convinced, I'm sorry to insult everybody, a lot of kids are afraid to put up their hands. There's probably a lot of students in here who have a lot of those things they don't want to admit to their parents.
That's
We know
usually the
that
case.
because we hear them talk about it, so they don't realize it, but we do, you know? And the other thing with that is, and I say this to parents, you realize there's so much out there in terms of technology that anybody, whoever you are, whatever age you are, those who are younger than you can figure out technology a lot quicker. So whatever you can do on your phones, they don't belong to them, whatever you can do on your phones is dramatically important, because even, and I say this in all compliments, we have a lot of great kids here, but they may not do anything wrong, but they have a lot of access to things that I don't think most parents realize they have access to. Those are the important things that I think are important. And just one question for you, sorry to go on and on, I want to take the burden of George. Can you speak to, it's gonna sound so obvious, if you have a site, an app, or whatever that has a password, should you ever share that password with other quote-unquote friends? Because we've found that that has happened.
Oh, yeah.
It causes a lot more confusion.
Yeah, that happens a lot. Can you guys answer that question for yourself? What's the obvious answer to that question? Well, why do you? Yeah, I gave my friend my Instagram password so they could log in and insult people under my name. Because that's what happens typically, is your friend will log in and make a comment that you wouldn't make, and it just turns into this whole mess. Right? Don't ever give out your passwords. Okay? Think of it this way. You're building your resume for your future. Right? You want to portray yourself to be somebody that I want to hire for an internship, or that you want to have on your sports team, or that you want to have in your high school or your college or anything like that, or you want to employ. I know that's years ahead of us here, but it comes fast. Okay? Yes?
Can you reiterate for them who don't want to get in trouble if someone logs in under their name?
Oh, it's still you. So if somebody logs in under your name, who does it come back to? You. It's going to be really hard for you to prove that somebody else logged in as you. Really hard. Is it possible? Yes. But depending on the type of case and the lengths that we go to prove that, it's going to be really hard. Because then it almost looks like, what's it look like you're doing? Lying. Right? And is that a good look? No. All right. We understand? We're good? Yeah. Listen, thank you for your time. I know it's a weeknight. I know everybody's got, different things to do. Again, if you have any questions, please reach out anytime you want.
Yeah, can you stick around?